Good morning, everybody. Beautiful Sunday morning here in Central Florida. It is partially sunny. It's feeling good outside. I layered up with some bug spray, so I am good to go. Repel Max. All right, continue work on the Ghostbusters electric guitar. Okay, so recap from yesterday. Cut out the pickup cavity and drilled the ground for the bridge, set the neck, everything like that. I figured out wiring. I think I'm gonna go with a passive pickup, even though the fretboard is pretty awesome and you can reach all the good frets. I could still get a pretty good passive pickup. I could always replace it if I had to. Really hot passive pickup for the kind of music that I want to play. But for this particular guitar, being somewhat of a novelty guitar, really cool guitar in itself, but still a kind of a novelty. It's not like an everyday play or anything. It's kind of wall art, functional wall art, and it would be really cool. I've decided I'm going to move the input jack though. I initially planned it for right there, but when you sit down, that's right where your leg is gonna go. So I'm gonna put it right over here. I guess today I'm gonna, bore out all the wiring, figure out all the wiring and everything like that. Then I'll probably glue everything together. I'll probably attach the neck after I glue it together. Then I'll figure out the exact bridge placement and then put all the bridge screws today. And then sand the edges accordingly where I need to, create an access panel for the pedometer, make an opening for the input jack and get all that situated. Then once I start doing all that, maybe if I got time, we'll see how it goes. It's relatively early. It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock today on Sunday. I do believe it's the 15th, 16th, something like that. So, and then start working the wood filler, whether it be the body filler, the Bondo, which I'll probably put a little bit of Bondo to raise up and give it a 3D look in the ghost parts. And then, with the wood filler and everything like that, a lot of sanding, a lot of contouring, a lot of making perfect, because you could see the circle isn't exactly perfect, so I have to get the rasps out and get everything perfect and nice and prepare it for paint. And then once we see how far we can get on all that today, but I think we should do fairly well. It's still kind of early. All right, so first step, let me take this apart and figure out the wiring. I got it drawn on the inside, and we'll see in a little bit. All right, now we're gonna, like I said, I decided to move the input jack because where your leg is right there. Here's the wiring. Pretty simplistic. I'm gonna go with the passive pickup configuration because it's see, when you got the guitar on your body, I have the input jack right where your leg is going to be. So I'm going to stick it like right in this general vicinity, which right there, and that'll be perfect. So move that. Pretty simple wiring configuration. Like I said, I'll get the Dremel tool out, and it's basically just going to be from the pickup to the pedometer to the input jack, and that's it. And I'm gonna have to put a couple bits in there after I glue it together, just so the pickup has a little bit of room to rise up and down, because I did cut through the first top 2 layers, and remember the layer was the 3/4 was the center and the 1/2 inch on the bottom. So let's get working on that. Let me get the Dremel queued up, get all the wiring taken care of. It should be a bada boom bada bing step. And then once we get that done, then we're gonna do the opening for the access panel for the pedometer, which is going to be that hole right there. And I'll just make a small hole and I'll fill that just big enough so I can get the wiring and wire it up real good. And then that'll be a white pickguard material, and then I'll have this foot, I'll paint the black so it theoretically it'll blend in. So maybe have a screw on there or whatever. But all right, we'll see you next step. See you in a bit. All right, got the wiring all dremeled out and looking pretty good. Just simple, just the pedometer and the input jack, which I got over there. So we're good. All right, next step will be to glue everything together. It's gonna be fairly simple because the shape is just circular. So, all right, let's get this thing glued together and we'll see you in a bit. All right, created the access panel for the back cover plate. and it's big enough for me to fit the pedometer in there and do all the wiring. Like I said, pretty simple wiring on this guitar. So I'm gonna get some white pickguard material and I'm gonna cut an oval shape, and then I'm gonna countersink it, and then I'll be right back. All right, see you in a minute. All right, got the white pickguard material. So what I'll do now is I'll just draw an oblong shape enough to cover this and put 2 screws, a screw in the top and the bottom, and we'll be right back. Then we'll got the scroll saw here and we'll cut it out, and then we'll countersink it and we'll be good to go. All right, see you in a bit. All right, drew me an oblong shape on 3-ply picking material, but I had this extra piece and you won't be seeing the 3-ply. All right, got the scroll saw all queued up and we're gonna cut it out. See you in a second. All right, successful cut out of the little piece. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna cover this, and then I'm gonna get the pencil and I'm gonna draw it out. Then I'm gonna get the X-Acto blade and score it out. Then I'm gonna take my Dremel tool and countersink, and then we'll be right back. Alright, got the piece cut out and it countersunk, so it fits right in there. Boom, just like that. Alright, and now it's ready for the glue. It's time for the glue phase. It's time to glue all the pieces together. Alright, we'll see you in a sec. Let me clean up my mess here a little bit and we'll prepare for the next step. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, ready for the glue phase. So I'm going to apply generous layers of glue. The CA glue I use, really good stuff on all the spots, and then put the top on there and then support it with some weight and let it cure. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Alright, glue has been applied and we are fixing all 3D pieces together, and hopefully this will go smooth. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Alright, successful glue phase, looking awesome. So we are all combined one piece. Now I'm going to take the Dremel tool and I'm going to clean up all the little bits and try to make it as round and perfect as possible, and then sand the edges, everything like that. And then we're going to go with some body filler and fill any imperfections on the sides. And we'll see you next step. Alright, everything's looking great. Did the preliminary sanding. Everything is looking killer. Alright, there's going to be a lot of body work involved, a lot of filling. This guitar is going to take a good while, but I got the edges a lot smoother and the circle a lot closer to perfectly round, or trying to. I mean, it's not going to be perfectly round, but you know what I mean. And looking pretty good. Okay, next step before I jump on the whole body bandwagon, because that's going to be a whole task into itself, because that's going to take a lot of time and effort. I'm going to do individual, like I'll do the body filler on the no part first, and then I'll do body filler on the ghost part and build that up, and then I'll recess these parts that he's not in and try to give it somewhat of a 3D look on both sides. But for right now, the first thing I need to do, last thing before I get to that point, is to attach the neck, install the neck, and then to perfectly install the bridge. So all the screws, holes are drilled and lined up perfectly. And once I get that done, then we can start working on the body, and then finish up on the neck and get closer to making this so it's a playable instrument. It's a long road. We got a lot of work to do left to go, but it's gonna be pretty cool. And the Ninja Warrior guitar will be working at the same time, so that way I can get a break from one and the other, and that way it'll be pretty cool. Okay, so let me get the neck out and join the neck, and then we'll get that all lined up and I'll be right back. Alright, how's everybody doing? I got the neck attached and it's looking sweet. Mr. Stay Puffed. Yeah. Just wanted to show you, attach the neck, and it's perfect. The neck pocket is awesome. It should line up just perfectly on the bridge. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's well rounded. It feels really good. It's gonna play really well. And you know, surprisingly, I thought the upper frets were going to be hard to access, but really they're not. They're fairly easy to get to, so this is going to be a real player. I still like to go with a passive pickup in this one though, so it should be fine. I'll find me a nice, good, hot passive pickup. But okay, so the next step is to get the bridge installed and set the screw, drill the screws and make sure all that's perfect. Then we'll start working the body. All right, we'll see you in a sec. Alright, got the bridge installed and it's looking good. Yeah, it's gonna be really awesome. All right, Mr. Stay Puffed, hello. And of course, like I've said before, I'm going to put Ghostbusters on the fretboards and paint, white paint. So, and probably a black outline. But yeah, looks pretty good. Alright, next step is to start working on the body filler. And it's going to be a long process. First, I'll probably do the Bondo along the sides. And then I'll fluff the hand parts and the foot parts. I'll put some Bondo on the top to kind of give them a round appearance and start working it. But yeah, alright, let me disassemble everything and we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, got a lot done today. Conclusion, it looks like it's getting ready to rain on me, so let's wrap it up for today. Real quick, brief overview of what I've done just recently and I didn't film. I etched out all the important bits, just the rough drawings on both sides of the design. That way when I go to apply the wood filler, I have a reference. It looks pretty cool. As you see, I recessed the dark bits, and I got a little and I did do the sides, but I haven't sanded them yet as far as body filler goes, so it's looking pretty good. Yeah. And as you can see, recessed the black parts, so it's gonna look cool. And then, you know, when the paint goes on there, it's just really gonna pop. So alright, this concludes for today. Like I said, I gotta clean up this big old mess before I get rained out here. So, alright, we'll see you guys tomorrow and we'll start again and we'll have fun. Alright, talk to you soon. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, May 16th, 2022, and we are continuing with the Ghostbusters guitar build today. It's about 8:30 in the morning and it is looking sunny and awesome outside. I just wanted to recap on some more work that I did yesterday. I ran out of battery storage, or not battery, but storage space on my phone. So I wasn't able to fill everything in. I was kind of fighting time because, as you remember, it was starting to rain. But the rain let up, so I went outside and I did some more work. What I did is I did some body filler and I sanded the body filler and I did refine all the indentations of the design. So let me show you that real quick. And it turned out pretty cool. Like I, you know, did this really well. I had the Dremel tool and I took time and made this as perfect as possible. All these indentations, and then the body filler. This is just the first round of body filler. I'm gonna do more body filler today and perfect. I rounded somewhat of the sides, sanding and filing, trying to make it as perfect as possible. But of course, I didn't finish it. Ran out of time yesterday, but I wanted to show you how it looks. Neck pocket looks really awesome. The hand bits are awesome. Yeah, and it's starting to come together. And the input jack. Let me show you the back real quick. Yeah, like I said, I got all these indentations and the Dremel grooves. Perfect. You know, it's perfect. I'm gonna go through another round, and I still got the wood filler that I'm going to do today and then I'm going to start creating layers, the ugly phase. But I'm going to try to get away with just doing the Bondo on the red bits, and the side bits I'm going to have to put some of the water based wood filler on there. But all the ghost bits, the white bits that are going to be, that have the illusion of being higher than the red, I'm going to go ahead and make multiple layers of the wood filler concoction that I like to use, that you've all seen before. And that's what the plan is for today, to get all this worked out and perfect. Sand all the body filler first before I put the wood grain filler on there, the water based. Yeah, but I just wanted to show you, it looks pretty cool. This guitar is really coming together. I did weigh the guitar and neck yesterday, and as it stands right now, it's 9 pounds for anybody who's interested. And it'll probably add a pound or two because I'll probably, with the paint and the extra body filler that I'm going to add on here. But like I said earlier, I'm going to put some body filler on, you know, and layer it and then sand it smooth and maybe contour a little bit, like on the Ghost, the white parts. Maybe not so much this part, but I will put the body filler, the white, you know, the water-based body filler on there just to even it all out and make it perfect as possible. And these black bits are going to be cool. And I've decided on doing the poly shade. The way I'm going to paint this guitar, I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm just basing it up for the work we're going to do today, get as far as possible. Probably work at it for about 10 hours today. But what I want to do is first, when everything's finished with all the different body fillers and the wood grain fillers, I'm going to coat it with a sandable primer. And once I get that going, then when it gets to the paint, we'll get to the paint. I'll probably have to paint the red first. So I'll try to tape off certain bits that you couldn't necessarily get to with the white. And then once I get the red and that fully cures, then I'll tape everything off and then do the white painting. And then I'll do all the black bits by hand and all the accents. So, all right, that's where we stand now. I just wanted to show you how good it looks. First round of body filler, and we're gonna get the whole setup. We're gonna take everything outside, get some bug spray on, and we're gonna start to work. And we'll see you when we get everything set up. See you in a bit. All right, got the operation set out outside. Beautiful day. Let me show you. Yeah, see there's a few little spots. I still gotta fill with the wood filler or the Bondo and make everything perfect. All right, we'll work on that for a while, and we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, stage one is complete. I got all the body filler that I'm gonna put on there, and I mainly concentrate on the whole guitar, but mainly on the red bits, because that I'm not gonna put the other wood filler on. So it's looking good, looking pretty sharp and refined. Hopefully all my prep is gonna turn some good stuff. So, all right, so what I'm going to do now, next step is I'm going to mix up a batch of the wood grain filler, and I'm going to hit all the white spots and preferably build all the spots that are like forward a little bit more. Like I'll hit like a coat or so on this, but probably about 5 or 6 coats here, 5 or 6 coats on the front. And then when I sand it, it'll give it a little bit of a poofy, a little bit of a 3D, just a little extra 3D effect. And same thing with the white part with the Ghost. I'll do the wood filler, but I'm not going to do any wood filler on the red bits, or the black bits for that matter, but the white bits. So, all right, I'll probably start on the front this time, and let me mix up a patch of wood filler, and we'll be right back. Alright, got me a nice batch of wood filler mixed up. If you've been watching my builds for a while, you like, at the stage that I call it the ugly phase, I like to use the plastic wood, the DAP plastic wood. And what I do is I mix the consistency from that with a little bit of water to the thinness or thickness that I prefer. And I use my fan brush, and then I start applying it to the guitar. So I'm going to start applying just a basic layer to the white, all the white bits. And then when that dries, then I'll do more layers on the parts that I want to stick out just a little bit. It's not going to be a big difference, but just enough, and it'll make all these other areas I could contour a little bit. So, all right, we'll see you in a bit. All right, got the first layer of wood filler on there. I'm gonna let this dry for a while. It is looking so cool. Yeah, you can start to see the different contours between what I'm not gonna do and what with the wood filler. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. And it's gonna make all the side. I did the side also, and I'm gonna do all the hand bits. So it's gonna look pretty cool. But yeah, this first layer is drying now, but it's like, yeah, I can serve a pizza on this thing. But yeah, I'll give you a look all the way around 360. The ugly phase, but yeah, once I sand all that, it'll look smooth. So, and of course I'll do the back when I get to the back. But meantime, out in the sun, these layers should cure fairly quickly. Like, top layer already looks like it's starting to be done. So, all right, we'll see you in the next couple coats. All right, quick update. I'm on the back. Got several layers here on the Ghost. It's looking pretty good. So we're gonna let this cure for a while, and may add a few more layers, but then we're gonna start sanding, start making it look pretty. And if it goes well, we might actually get some light colored sandable primer on this guitar today. But I think that's as far as we're gonna get with the body anyway, is just some sandable primer if we get that far. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, good afternoon everybody. Alright, wood filler phase has been completed. It's time to get some sanding done. Just wanted to show you what it looks like before I start to sand. Like I mentioned before, I just did the ghost bits with the wood filler, the ugly phase, and the sides, and the feet, and everything like that. So I just wanted to show you what we got so far. The ugly phase. So we'll get this sanded. Let me flip around, show you the back. Yeah. And I tried to place the access panel so it wasn't directly in his the ghostly butthole there. So hopefully it's funny enough just without it being in the butthole area. But anyway, all right. So let me get sanding, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right. Good afternoon. Sanding's pretty much complete, and it looks just awesome. Oh wow! It turned out pretty cool. Wow. I'm gonna put it on the hanger, but I just wanted to show you how she looks when she's nice and smooth. Wow, that looks so cool. Yeah, this has been really fun. This has been a fun one. And I purposely left this a little bit flawed just so it's got that ghost texture. You see it's kind of wavy, kind of like a sheet. So it's pretty awesome. Alright, let me put it on the hanger. I just wanted to show you real quick before I get ready to put some primer coats on it. And like I said, I left all the ghost bits just a little not perfect because the way I laid the filler on there, I laid it in kind of wavy so it kind of has that appearance of like a sheet. So yeah. Alright, let me put it on the hanger and I'll be right back. Alright, another quick update. I got it on the hanger, getting ready to spray some sandable primer coats. I just wanted to show you how it looked before the primer goes on it. But yeah, that's something else. It's definitely one of a kind. That is awesome. I just hope the paint goes well, because you just never know. The battery's kind of low, so I'm going to shoot some primer on here, and you'll probably see this tomorrow, but it's pretty awesome. It turned out. Hopefully, I don't know how much I recorded up. Let me see, let me go around the front. It showed me a battery low symbol, and this turned out pretty cool. Just wanted to show how it looks before the primer goes on. Battery's low, so if it cuts out any time, I just wanted to see it before. But yeah, looks pretty cool. One of a kind. The Ghostbusters guitar is out of the ugly phase and get ready to go to the paint phase. So. Alright, let me shoot some primer on here and we'll see how it is, and I'll probably charge the battery. So we'll take a look later, and like I said, I left the imperfections in the ghost part just so it looks like it's a sheet, so I think it'll actually work out pretty good. Alright, fingers crossed, the paint goes well, we'll see in a sec. Alright, primer coats are complete. It looks pretty good. Yeah, and I'll let this, this is going to have a little bit of texture, it's the primer. Filler, sandable primer paint. So I'll sand it when it cures in about a day or two, and then we can go with some base coats. But yeah, it's pretty good. At least it's all one color. It looks pretty cool. It's uniform. Yep. So while this is curing, I'll be working on the neck, and then if I finish the neck, then I'll be working on the Ninja Warrior guitar build. But yeah. Just wanted to show you the primer coats on the Ghostbuster guitar, and it is looking killer. And I can tell where it's a little puffed up a little bit, texture did work, and you can see little imperfections here and there, and that's perfect for the sheet. So these little bits will be black and then red. Hopefully I can sand it really, really good to where it's nice and smooth as possible. It's handmade. I'm gonna try for perfection. But it's one of those things that's made at home. So, alright, hope everybody's having a good day. This concludes the process and the up-to-date processing of the Ghostbuster electric guitar. And it's cool. Primer coats have been complete. So like I said, I'll be sanding this in a day or so, and then put some base coats on there. Hopefully I can get it smooth as possible. Alright. And we will see everybody soon. Have a great night.